I'm warning you now. Pedophiles are going to be the next. Transgender's been won now. They've won that battle. It's over.
Do you think so?
Yes.
Honestly?
Absolutely. It's done and dusted. We lost.
Well, don't you think
we lost? By we, I mean people who actually wanted to find out what the science said, to continue to invest in things that are now unfundable, certain bits of research that don't agree with the progressive consensus, which you now can't get funding for. That consensus is...
what kind of research?
Well, so... The transgender question is complex and difficult. And, for example, Johns Hopkins doesn't do the surgeries anymore. The guy who used to run it there is a very outspoken critic of transition surgeries. It's not the best treatment pathway. They all end up killing themselves anyway. There's, by most metrics, no improvement in suicide rates. My view on this is, we're probably going to look back in 30 years and wonder how we could ever have been so cruel as to allow somebody with a psychiatric delusion to start hacking at themselves to make reality conform to their own delusions. But I'm not. But by we earlier, what I meant was people who want to be science-led on this, and instead, what the left it was there on the cover of Time magazine. The trans thing is the next civil rights frontier. They very clearly articulated. They gave us all the clues we needed to work out how they were going to fight this one, right? And we just didn't pay any attention at the time, or some people didn't. They set it up as the next gay, or the next bisexual, or the next lesbian. It's just the next frontier in the civil rights struggle. I'm telling you, pedophilia is the one after that.
But don't you think that if you are a person and you are of sound mind and body and you have a desire to be a woman and you've had this desire your whole life, but you were born a man, shouldn't you be able to do whatever the fuck you want to do?
Well, there are people.
Isn't that really what it is?
There are people who wake up one day and think their arm doesn't belong to them. We don't cut their arm off because they think it doesn't belong to them.
How about people like me that think it would look cool to have someone draw on you permanently?
I think it looks hot.
Thank you very much. I like it too, but I'm a fan of tattoos. But you know what I'm saying?
How far does it?
Sleeves.
Just okay.
Just sleeves. But you see my point? Like,
no.
Why?
You're equating tattoos with being born
it's
the wrong
a personal
gender.
choice. It's a personal, permanent choice.
There is a view that you should be able to do whatever you want to your body.
Yes.
My argument would be, yeah, fine, but don't make the state pay for it. I don't want to pay for it.
Okay.
If you want to hack your cock off because you're mentally ill, I will try to dissuade you from doing it, and I should have a right to say in a national newspaper, which now you don't, please don't do this.
Well, I think the argument
you can't get published in a national newspaper with this argument. You cannot get published by saying please don't have transition surgery. It's the wrong treatment pathway. You cannot get published
because of public opinion, because of people worried about the blowback from the left,
right? And it's the
extreme left.
I mean, if ever you needed evidence that the trannies are mentally ill, it's tranny campaigners. I mean, the transgender lobby are nuts. The reason journalists don't want to write about this stuff or don't want to enter the dangerous territory is that what they are on the receiving end of afterwards is just. I mean, I've had it.
Well, I've had it too.
Right.
Are you aware of my confrontation of what the nature of it?
The
mixed
fighter.
martial art?
Yeah, of course. And you're right about that. It's so unfair. These women who are getting the crap beaten out of them by somebody who's not a woman.
It's only unfair if you don't say that you used to be a man.
But
because
you should
then
give
the
these
people
women
have the ability to say
women should
yes
have
or
the
no.
option to opt out, and they shouldn't. I mean, what are we going to do? So any man who wants to be a women's MMA fighter, we're just going to basically give him a gold-lined pathway to the championship because no woman's going to want to get in a ring with him and have her jaw broken. That's not okay. I think it's perfectly reasonable to say if you weren't born a woman, you don't get to fight in a women's competition.
I think that's perfect.
Perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, perfectly reasonable and objective. This is scientifically valid too. The science behind it.
You and I are both on the wrong side of popular opinion on this one.
But we're not.
Well,
I don't
what
think
ordinary
we
people
are.
think. No, not what ordinary people think.
Yeah.
But the media and the political establishment have made up their minds on this, and it's gone. It's gone.
But how did the
right
media?
get this
that is
wrong?
interesting.
The right gets this wrong. So it gets this wrong every day. The reason I win.
I think there's no repercussions in supporting it. That's why there's no repercussions in supporting the transgender agenda.
There ought to be. We ought to. I mean, look.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you say,
terrible.
hey, it's a woman, get over it, she should be able to fight men, there's no repercussions. But if you say, you're out of your fucking mind.
No, because you're on the side of self-determination and victimhood and all the rest of it.
Yes.
Yes. No, that's true. But that is entirely a construction of the left.
Well, people
That's entirely a construction of the left.
The aggressive progressives.
The aggressive progressives, and these people who you dismissed earlier as fringe nutcases, they have entirily dictated what you're allowed to say on that subject. And if you don't say the right thing,
not
for now.
This is what I think. I think it goes like this, and then it comes back.
No,
and right now it's coming
back.
That's why you're
give
here,
me an example of what's. Give me an example of what's come back.
Coming back right now.
After progressives,
ridicule.
After progressives have won a a society.
Progressive aren't winning shit. Listen, those progressives. What is
They
a
won
progressive? Real progressives.
They won gay marriage.
Well, that's
they're winning
good.
on. You know,
These are good things.
You may say so, but what I'm saying,
absolutely do. You don't think gay marriage is good because you don't want to get married. You want to have an excuse.
Well, okay.
Just
so
to hoe around town.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
That's what it is.
No, you know what? I don't want gays to become so bourgeois. We start to be judged by other people's standards. Look, being born gay is not fun. And if you have to be gay, if you have to, you
seem like you're having a great time.
Dirty anal. No, look, I'm having a wonderful time. You know, I love me. I am a no stretch of the imagination self-loathing. I'm very happy with who I am.
So how's
very
being
happy with
gay
my sex
bad?
life. Well, because it hasn't been an easy road to this now.
Would you